He owned his land. They decided he didn't deserve it. This isn't just a story about the past. It's a stark reminder of the forces that have shaped wealth and inequality in America for generations. Let's travel back to 1916 to Abbeville, South Carolina to meet a man named Anthony Crawford. Anthony Crawford was not just a farmer, he was a pillar of his community. He was a black man who, against all odds in the Jim Crow South, had amassed incredible success. We're talking about a man who owned over 400 acres of prime cotton land. He had a large family, a beautiful farm, and a reputation for being hardworking, independent, and perhaps most dangerously outspoken. He was known as the King of the Cotton Patch. He believed in his right to fair trade and in the value of his own labor. In the fall of 1916, this belief would put him on a collision course with the town's white establishment. Crawford went to town to sell his cotton. The local white merchant, W. Day, offered him a price that was insultingly low, far below the market rate. Crawford knew the value of his crop. He refused the offer, stating he would find a better price elsewhere, maybe in a larger city. This simple act of defiance, a black man standing up for his own economic interests, was seen as an intolerable challenge to the racial hierarchy. It was a refusal to stay in his place. The merchant, Barksdale, declared he would no longer buy cotton from Crawford at any price. Crawford's response was sharp and direct, and soon a heated argument erupted. Things escalated quickly. Barksdale and his clerks cornered Crawford, and in the ensuing struggle, Crawford, defending himself, injured one of the clerks with a hammer. He was arrested, but not for his own protection. His arrest was the prelude to something far more sinister. While he was held in the local jail, a mob of white men began to form, their anger fueled by rumors and racial animosity. They saw Crawford's success and independence not as something to admire, but as a threat that needed to be extinguished. The sheriff and the mayor made a half-hearted attempt to move him for his safety, but they quickly relented to the mob's demands. Law enforcement stepped aside. The jailhouse doors were opened and the mob seized Anthony Crawford. They dragged him through the streets of Abbeville, a procession of terror. He was beaten mercilessly, stabbed, and then riddled with hundreds of bullets. Finally, his body was hanged from a pine tree for all to see, a brutal message to any other black person who dared to dream of prosperity and self-respect. But the horror didn't end with his death. After the lynching, the white community held a meeting. They decided that Anthony Crawford's family had to go. His children were ordered to leave Abbeville and abandon the land their father had worked his entire life to build. The family was forced to flee, leaving behind their home, their wealth, and their legacy. The land, worth a fortune, was quickly parceled out and taken. No one was ever held accountable for the murder of Anthony Crawford. Not a single person was charged, tried, or punished. An investigation by the governor was a sham, concluding that Crawford died at the hands of persons unknown. This isn't just a story of one man. It's the story of how racial terror was used as a tool for economic theft. It's a story of stolen land, stolen wealth, and a stolen future for an entire family. For every success story we celebrate, we must also remember the countless stories like Anthony Crawford's, where success was met with violence and prosperity was stolen by hate. The legacy of these events is still with us, woven into the fabric of our society. Understanding this history is crucial to understanding the present. Thank you for taking the time to learn about Anthony Crawford's story.